Hey Andrew, obviously a tough game tonight, but when you have the interaction with the fans as a group on the ice after to salute them, how much does that mean to the guys?
I mean, I think it's important to acknowledge that obviously tonight didn't go our way, but you kind of got to be able to put that aside for 5-10 minutes and understand their support and understand, they put their hard-earned money to come and watch us play, and it's up to us to put the best product on the ice. At the end of the day, the sports business it's in the entertainment business a little bit, so we gotta be able to perform, and obviously we didn't do that tonight, but it's really important to put that aside for 5-10 minutes, like I said, and acknowledge their support, acknowledge how important they are to our team, and I mean the collection of the Detroit Red Wings and the fans in the city. I mean, it's called Hockey Town for a reason, so that's an important bond that hasn't seemed to be broken over the last few years, and it's important for us to do our part and strengthen that going forward.
As far as the game goes, where did things go wrong from the beginning as far as you're concerned?
Oh yeah, pretty much right from the beginning. I mean, I would say top to bottom, every guy had a game that they maybe want back or maybe would change some things, and it seemed like we've been preparing pretty well for games. I would say we've come out, we've been, might not score first every game, but we've come out ready to play, and tonight was one of those nights where we weren't ready to play right from the get go, and showed.
And did you think it's a little bit of just the after effects of being mathematically eliminated?
Yeah, I mean, we've been basically eliminated for a little while now, so I don't think it has anything to do with that, and it shouldn't. Everyone has something to be playing for. I got things that I need to prove. Larks has things that he needs to prove, and it goes right on down the lineup where guys are fighting for jobs, fighting for spots, fighting for contracts. So, no matter if we're mathematically eliminated or not, there's something everyone should be playing for. And like I said, it didn't really show tonight.
You don't want to obviously finish the season the way things have gone the last 3 games. How important is it just to have those 2 games left against 2 more good teams?
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, there's the year that I went to the Western Conference Final with Winnipeg. The year before we didn't make the playoffs, but we won 7 in a row in the year. And that momentum, it was like, this is the standard. This is the way we need to play. And it can be hard. I mean, that's a great team over there. That team's built to play the playoffs. That team's I would assume that they're gonna make a nice run. Like they're deep. They got goaltending. They got, they're tough to play against. They score. They got great special teams. They got everything. So that's a good challenge for us. And the same with the next 2 teams. So we gotta raise our standard over the next 2, and that's got to be where we take off from next year and not go back to square one.
I think you guys are a couple of games over 500 here. Is that something next season you need to establish this as a little bit more of a home ice advantage type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that just comes with like overall team success. I don't think it's necessarily home or road. I think it's just when you're a good team and you get that feeling and you walk into the rink every night, we're gonna win this game, and kind of get that swagger. Then that's when home ice really starts to take shape, because then the fans know, hey, like, we're gonna see a nice product where this team's starting to feel it, and I mean the fans are probably dying for it, to be honest with you. So I think that just it snowballs one way or the other. When things are going bad, and then it's you're mathematically eliminated, and then it's like we're down 3-0 at the end of the first, or it's we're playing good. Now we got more confidence, more swagger. You make more plays, you score more goals, you win more games, more confidence. Fans are into it. Snowballs one way or the other. So we just got to get that snowball rolling the right way.
Newsy, now that Fan Appreciation Night is officially over, what message do you have for the fans about your home portion of the schedule?
Just a simple thank you. They were energized this year. It was real. We talk about the responsibility of taking care of home ice because of how electric our fan base is. And my first experience, they were awesome all year. Obviously a season with a lot of ups and downs. So I obviously a little bad taste with tonight's game, but I think for the most part, I think they appreciated a fairly consistent effort at home. Hopefully it's a start of something a little bit more than what took place this year.
Why weren't you able to get any traction here tonight?
This is one of those games. I think you know. It's your job to ask. It's one of those games just didn't go for us tonight. Like, you know, we come out of the first period, we haven't registered for 2 chances, and they have 3 goals. On the registered 7th chance, they've got 6 goals. You know, they had 6 goals on their 14th shot. So, and that's not solely on our goalies. A couple of mistakes. Goal number 3, easy breakdown for an easy goal against. That team is too good and too healthy, prime for a playoff run to give them anything easy. Unfortunately, tonight we did.
Derek, any
You've got
concern
some-
about,
Go ahead.
You've got some young guys on that roster, and for them to see a guy like Joe Pavelski go with his business for as long as he has and score 1,000 points, what can they take away?
Just a great example. You know, you'd hope some of our young guys take some of these experiences and just even some guys within our locker room. You know, David Perron's approach, but you know, we just saw Sidney Crosby score his 1,500 point. But how he handled that game, and just Pavelski is just a perfect example. And not the greatest tools, as in, you know, a skater that doesn't have a ton of pop in his skating, but it's just hockey sense and his ability to get pucks stick on the puck. I think that goal was fitting. A high tip that baseball bounces into the net. He just has an uncanny ability, one of the best probably of all time. He'll go down. So I think that's fitting. A sound point kind of happened like that.
any concern with really who's or any second guessing him?
No. I think this is part of the process. I think we wanted to, we need to get him back in there. I mean, that's even on hockey, but even the medical side of things. We're advised to get him back in there and see how he's handled that situation he's dealing with his lower body. But even on his game, like, you know, we want to see all of our young players or all these players in a new situation for them and where they're at. And unfortunately, it's been a really tough stretch for them down the stretch, and it's going to be hard because, you know, these last 3 games are just going to crush his overall numbers. Not that it's right, wrong, or different. It's real. That's his whole body of work. But you know, there was some hockey this year where he was excellent. Played great for us, won us a lot of hockey games. So you got to be careful just because it's been such a tough stretch for him. You can just see, I mean, the wrist shot, he doesn't give up that goal ever. And for it to just go clean in from whatever, 40, 50 feet in, you know, he's just not seeing it. And you feel when goalies go through that sometimes. Sometimes, you know, they fight through it, and obviously tonight wasn't one of those nights. So we'll see how he feels tonight, but no regrets. This is part of the big picture, even if it's maybe a little step backwards for hopefully 2 steps forward for him.
It's important just these last 2 games, just to get something out of them, just to not go
Yeah,
into the
100%. It's just, I know it's a little thing. We're sitting on a 500 season, and is it the end of the world? Does it really change much if we finish a couple games under 500? You know, probably not. Even our draft spot will probably stay in a similar spot, but it's a little thing, an opportunity to, you know, have a 500 season, you know, growth from last year. And even our message going into the third, we were in a similar situation versus Winnipeg a week or so ago. We were down 6 rip going into the third. We win the third, then we proceed to go 2-1 our next 3. So ask the guys to, you know, try to build their game a little bit, maybe win the third, 0-0 third, maybe build on something into tomorrow.
With back to Husso, do you think it's been bothering him for a while? Has he been
Yeah,
trying
I
to
don't know.
play
And again,
forward
I'd be
or something?
careful. You know, I think there's a little alluding that this is injury based. I'd be careful of that. He's healthy. We would never put him in a situation. His game is just not sharp, and you guys have seen him. We've seen what he looks sharp, and unfortunately, it's just this last week. It was a tough goal for him. You feel for him a little bit because he's showing us some really good hockey this year. It's just an unfortunate stretch, and we're living in the current, and it's the present, and his last couple starts were just I don't think it's what he is. He's just going through a little bit of stretch right now.
Do you think any of that has to do with how tough it is to be sharp at this volume?
Absolutely, and I think that's part of what I'm hinting towards, that maybe getting him out of his threshold. We want him to be a potential number one for us, and he's had flashes of showing us that he can do that. But this is all part of that. I think it's maybe a lesson for him on how he approaches his off season, and hopefully being ready when camp starts next year.
The offense, I mean, you guys had 5 goals there for 3 straight games, just kind of dried up through last year. Is it the opponents, basically?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of opponents, but it's frustrating that we had some looks, even that first period. I mean, we had some looks. We just missed some chances in the slot. I just think, I think we have to be realistic on where our roster is. I think we all know that. We've known that, since the deadline. But with that said, I just think sometimes there's just some momentum zapped. Again, we come out of the first period and we haven't registered for 2 chances. They have 3 goals, and it's hard to build momentum when we can't keep it out of our net, and that's on everyone, not just the goalies. We just had some timely bad breakdowns. Both games seem pretty similar, where we had some flashes of some looks, a little bit around the net, but I think it's just a little bit of stretch right now.